Welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty podcast, where it's all about the fake stuff, where it's all about selling 101s for Jalen Warren, where it's all about, I don't even know, man. I'm just excited tonight. I got a couple extra people on with me tonight, but Craft Man, what's going on, big dog?
Same old thing, hanging out in the garage. I'm glad we got some of the crew and some of the doo-doo team with us tonight. So, Aqil, Chris, Dunk, what's going on, guys?
Go ahead,
Not much.
Chris.
Sitting here with the kids, smoking because I'm going insane because I'm watching two children. You know how it goes.
We got Chris on the pod watching two kids. We got Big Dunc on the pod lifting some weights. So if you hear some grunting and some crying in the background, motherfucker back there in the back talking about I can't hit. This is the truth. Dunk's max is 155 on God on the bench.
Oh, stop.
Sounds about right.
Maybe when I was like 5.
That's where I'm at for real.
You ain't lying. I'll go out there and rep it a couple times and then be sore for a week. But we also I got to pay homage. Got my homie in the building. My commish. AG. Aqil Gilani in the building. What's going on, big dog?
Yo, what's up? Finally back on, man. It's been a while.
Dude, I told Aqil, I said, we've been trashing this dude for weeks trying to get this dude to respond, to hop on, and here we are. We finally got him here.
I was like, I finally got to make some appearance, man. This man keeps talking mad shit to me.
We be talking about Aqil's trade offers and shit. But I'll say this.
Yo.
I almost accepted a Aqil trade offer yesterday, and I was pretty entrenched. And I was thinking about it at work. I was like, I'm going to walk in the break. I'm going to go accept that trade. And now, right when I was about to push accept, I was like, man, I just can't do it, man. They're both bums, but
we're just trading bums for bums, man. We might as well.
I was going to trade. He was giving me Cortland Sutton for J.K. Dobbins, and I was like, fuck it. I mean, I can't. Dobbins ain't done nothing for me anyways. And then I was like, man, what am I going to do with Sutton, man? Dude's with the Broncos, man. I don't know what the fuck I can do with that guy.
Zach Wilson just got traded there, bro. He's about to go
He got
crazy.
traded to the Broncos?
Yup. And I picked him up in doo-doo, and I no longer need a quarterback, dog. My quarterback problems are solved.
Golly, I did not know that news.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's some big news. Crap, man, any other news out there, man?
I didn't even know that news. So, Aqil, you should ask Aqil for the news. He's staying up to date a little bit more than us.
Rasheed Rice about to get a suspension too, I think.
I did.
Y'all see that?
Games.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Craft said he was done with that situation. He panicked on that.
Hey, Aqil, what'd you think of that trade? Me getting rid of Rasheed Rice?
I liked it for you. That was a good trade. I'm surprised
Shouldn't
you
have happened.
110 for Rasheed Rice. That's kind of crazy. I wouldn't have done it.
Especially after that situation.
Yeah. Like, you already know it's about to happen. You still give the 110.
Man, I will say I've been hearing more about like a bunch more quarterbacks going in the first round. Bo Nix, Michael Penix, all them.
Oh yeah, man. I'm glad I'm glad Dunk brought that up because I was telling, I'm sure Aqil knows this. He stays in the rookie drafts and Kraft. Well, hell, y'all all know it. Fuck it. We're all deep in this shit. That 108, that back of the first to like that early second. I feel like there's like so many players that people are going to be picking right there. And
More value for sure.
yeah, and what you call it, like Dunk said, there's gonna be more quarterbacks. I've heard it looks like JJ McCarthy's in. That's what it looks like. Now, to
Yeah,
me,
I think so.
I'm a little, I don't know, but I like Michael Penix. I like him better than JJ McCarthy. It's not even close for me.
I
can
definitely
see
don't
him-
like Bo Nix.
Yeah, and that's the other one. Bo Nix. I've heard him getting some rumors. That shit's wild. If he's in the first round, we should all go try out. I'm just being honest.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, this is the worst time to trade like rookie picks right now. Like, you're gonna lose no matter what. You know, like the best time to now trade them is at the draft, like on the clock now. You lose if you don't. You know, like
So you're
110
saying
for
we're on the
Rasheed.
clock?
Like Rasheed Rice for 110. That 110's worth, I feel like, way more. Like, I think
Especially-
Austin. I
Yeah,
think
because
Kraft won
I'm
that
thinking,
big time.
the teams that are falling right there, because if you've listened to us talk about on the pod, we're saying like that one right now. If you're looking at that 107 to about like the 110 or the 112, Kansas City is they're open to pick a wide receiver. The Bills need a wide receiver, so I mean, unless something jumps right there, you're getting that's great value.
Hey,
These other teams need receivers, and then Michael Penix could end up in a situation he could go to like Oakland or somewhere where they're gonna need him maybe to step in. I don't really buy into Bo Nix like y'all or JJ McCarthy, but I do like Penix, and I think that if he ends up in the right situation, that's a good value pick late too.
Aqil said JJ McCarthy's getting the hype because he's white. Man, riddle me that.
I don't know about that.
Did I say that?
But here's another one I want to add. There's let's say the Dallas Cowboys draft a running back in the second or third round. Next thing you know, you got a running back right there in the mix in the 110, 111, 112.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like these rookie picks become so much more valuable right at this time.
And you got to think. I mean, Jerry Jones has put himself in the situation to where he's probably going to have to do that this year. So
you can't go into the starting season with Dowdle as your
exactly.
Dowdle and
hell, Deuce Vaughn is my favorite one. I think. Out of all of them.
They just signed somebody, I think, right? Royce Freeman, I think.
Royce Freeman, yeah, I saw that. You go on sleep and you see that trending thing going up, and you're like, well, I guess he went somewhere.
Someone's getting him, yeah.
Crap, man, you got any thoughts on that back half of that first? What we was just talking about?
Yeah, first of all, I think somebody should trade. I got Rico Dowdle. All I need is a second for him. That's all I'm looking for. But back half of the first, I mean, I'm thinking like the 108 is probably going to be the Bills receiver or JJ McCarthy, probably, after the big 7 that everybody talks about. And then the 110 could be, like y'all said, in that running back range. But, I mean, I think it's going to probably be the Bills receiver at 108 and then the Chiefs receiver at 109. I really want to hear, like, Aqil and Dunc. Aqil can go now. I want to know what you think about these rookie receivers, like which ones you like, which ones you don't like after the big 3, because after Adunze, it's kind of like up in the air a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of. I think Brian Thomas Jr. or something. He's supposed to be the next one.
A lot, yeah.
I don't really see it. I don't know if that might just be me, but I don't really see it like that.
I don't want to interrupt Aqil, but if I had to take a guess, let's just be honest. His number 4 receiver is Ladd McConkey. Let's just be honest.
Man, how did you know I was going to say that? That white boy can play.
I've actually seen some mocks that show Ladd McConkey going to Kansas City. So,
he can play, bro. Like,
okay, Aqil, Ladd McConkey goes to KC. You at the 108, you taking him over JJ McCarthy with the Vikings?
No, I mean I would still take the quarterback, but that's
even though JJ McCarthy's ass, trash.
He's ass, but if he's getting picked in the Vikings, that means they probably traded up for him. Which means he's going to be playing,
That's true. What about Broncos? That float your boat.
Or Raiders?
Raiders. Oh, if he's the Raiders, I would pick him too. I would think I would pick any quarterback there before I would pick at the 109. Like if it was 108 and McCarthy was there, I'll take him.
Big Dunc, do you have any opinion about the wide receiver 4 in the class or anything like that?
I think Dunk's muted down there.
I'm seeing the only thing I'm seeing really is like it's between A.D. Mitchell and Brian Thomas Jr. I think.
Yeah, A.D. Mitchell.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
It's definitely tough. Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of A.D. Mitchell hype because a lot of people love him or a lot of people hate him. I like that he's like 6'3" and whatever and all that stuff, but
yeah, he kind of has an A.J. Brown build a little bit.
But I've seen a lot of reports come out about his attitude too.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff.
He takes plays off, and then when he don't, because he's diabetic too. So if like that sugar fucks with him and he gets angry, don't listen to the coach. Like I read this whole little thing that this coach submitted about him and stuff. I mean that kind of psychological shit. It may not, it sounds stupid that we're talking about it, but that affects players, man. It really does. Like,
he's off my board. I don't draft people with diabetes. He's off my board.
Off the board. Well, Craftman did have A.D. Mitchell at 5, right? Is that right, Craftman?
Yeah, I got A.D. Mitchell at 5. 4 is kind of changing though. Troy Franklin, I don't know if he's dropping a little bit for me, but I'm rising a little bit on the Ladd train too. Like I told you on the phone with Ladd, it's more. I think it's more based on if you got like a Jamar Chase as an alpha for your number one, he's going to be the safest one.
I'm seeing
That's what
Leggett kind of rise up too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have seen Leggett. Leggett had that 4 years of just not shit, and then year 5, I'm gonna be real. Me and Craftman, we didn't get all them little rookie episodes out like we said, but I did watch some of these guys, and Leggett or whatever his name is, his film in that last year looked ridiculous, man. That dude's definitely a man amongst boys out there. Where are you? I mean, we're talking about what, mid-second round
But that's
pick?
also true, right? Though, like he's like a 5th year, right, or something like
Yeah.
that. He's a little old man, bro.
I think he gray shirted or something. I
Is
listened
it
to the Dynasty
talk about
nerds.
Bo
And
Nix? Isn't Bo Nix like my age?
he's like 26. Hell, he
Like,
played
that's
at
an old
Auburn all
man,
them
dude.
years.
That's an old man out there.
Chris acting
It
like
is
he's still
wild.
young out there. Look at him.
No, I don't think that at all.
My lower back don't think that. I tell you what.
My whole body don't think that.
I will say
right.
that's kind of like some dark horses that I've seen like Roman Wilson rise up too a little bit.
You
Hey,
hush.
Craftman.
That's my guy, man. You hush. We keep
I
him
think
off
that
the
dude's
podcast.
good.
That might be my 110. I ain't even gonna lie.
No,
Depends on where he
Craft.
goes.
You out your motherfucking mind, man.
Hey,
That dude, he ain't even gonna be above the 207. He'll be back there in that 208,
hey,
209 range.
since y'all can't see me, y'all don't know if I'm being sarcastic or not. So that's probably a good thing.
Yep, that's true. Can't see Dunk's face. And can't see a Craftsman's face. So, hey, but got to see a kill though. Look at the kill. Got some great as beard. Look at him, man. Old man.
Getting
Check
old,
it
man. I
out.
feel like you.
Hey, I got another question for Aqil. Because Aqil, in one of our leagues, one of my favorite leagues, Doo Dynasty, all 5 of us happen to be in that league. Aqil has got the 102, sitting at the 102. So me and Crapman, we was just on the phone, just thinking, just spitballing. Aqil, is there any consideration if somebody come up to you and was like, I'll give you Puka Nakua for the 102? What do you say? No?
I don't think I would do it.
Do you think about it?
I think about it. But I wouldn't do it.
What about 102 or what about forget the 102, Puka or Malik Neighbors? Would you take Puka then?
Yeah.
Okay. So Puka's
It's just
sitting
Harrison.
behind.
I think it's just Marv for me, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
But what do you
Craftsman.
hope for with Marv though? Like, you would be happy if you got a Puka season out of him. Extremely happy.
Oh, 100%. But if I see Puka do it again, now that people are like, know he can play, like, then I think he's for real. Marv, if he gets into a situation where he's going to Arizona,
Woo.
something like that, that's like, you can see crazy numbers with him and Kyler, I feel like.
Well, I got one too. So you saying Marv's coming home. So you picking at the 102. What if we see Marv end up with some organization like the Pats,
That's
something like
another.
that, and then you see Malik Neighbors sitting over there at the Chargers, and you're just like, hold on now, Marv, you gonna have to stay where the fuck you at because you're not coming home.
That's a good.
If something like that was to happen,
Go ahead, Aqil. That's a good question.
If something was like that to happen, that's a good question. I would definitely field more offers or try and move down, I think.
Right.
Or see what else is out there. And I don't like
from David. David he sent 2 first to go up in the spot. If he tried to crack the top 2, he might give up like 6 of them bitches. You don't know.
That's got to be one of the dumbest trades, man. I don't know how you keep swindling this dude,
Easily.
bro.
That was terrible.
I don't ever get offers like that from David, ever. Not ever.
Dude, he sent you a tanking team pick too.
That's crazy. Was it Noah's pick too?
Yeah, but he didn't do all them trades yet.
He didn't do all of. No, yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
He didn't trade Tyreek and all that, but he definitely traded Hurts and all that. I asked for David's first. He sent me NDB.
His team was still looking sus though.
Yeah.
I actually did fuck up. I did get offered Tyreek Hill for the Tyreek Hill and the 106 for Amon Ra.
Oh man, you know
and
me,
I
I'm a
declined
nah
it.
guy.
I mean, I'm
There you
getting decent offers. It's just like I'm trying to wait it out, see what's happening.
He sent me
I
something
want to.
Tyreek for the 102 and something, I think.
I want to say something about that DT trade real quick because he moved up 2 spots and he threw in an extra first. This is my true opinion. If he is gonna go up to the 103 and you spend that kind of stuff, it makes sense you go get a quarterback. There's no way I'm moving up 2 spots and trading a
He did
whole
it.
nother first to get up and go get a wide receiver. Malik Neighbors, who I like, but he's going to be with the Giants or something like that, most likely. I mean, I'm just saying. He could be with the Chargers for all we know. It makes sense to go up and trade and get you a quarterback that you like than to go get a wide receiver, in my opinion. Yeah, Aqil, what you think?
Yeah, I agree. He's got to be going after a quarterback, I feel like.
I don't
Like,
know.
I really don't
I
think he
think
is.
he's got
I
to be
think
going
he,
after like Jaden Daniels or something.
I think he thinks he swindled me and he's getting Malik Neighbors and
If he does draft Malik Neighbors, I think this might be one of the worst trades. But if he goes after Jaden Daniels, then I can
makes sense.
make
There's
sense.
just no way though. I mean, his quarterbacks are. I mean, yeah, I do like Anthony. I like the Anthony Richardson pick just because he's a mobile quarterback. He got hurt last year, but right now he's sitting with Daniel Jones and like who else is fucking Joe Burrow's backup.
That's
Other
why
than that,
he's got to go after a quarterback.
he's got to draft a quarterback. Has to, unless he's going to take a stab in the second at hopefully if Penix or somebody's right there. But I still think that's just not the right decision to make.
Mm.
He was
He's
at the
notorious for
104.
making bad
Noah.
decisions, though.
Say that
Yeah.
again, Dunk.
I said he's notorious for making bad decisions, though.
That is true.
Hey, but you got to admit, DT's been a little more buttoned up in doo-doo than he is in the Cruise Dynasty League.
Stop it. I
In the Cruise
disagree. No,
League?
I disagree with
I
that completely,
Yeah.
dude. I disagree. I think that he gives the illusion that he's buttoned up, right? Like it looks like he's buttoned up. But go look at this. Pull his team up right now, Matt, and you tell me he looks more buttoned up. Pull it up right
Matt, tell
now.
me right now.
I am.
The
I'm on
104
it.
for Chris Olave. Would you do
Read
that
it
right
up. Read it out loud. I want to
Hey.
know. Let's hear the
104
lineup, dog.
I'll take the 104 there, Kill. But to go back on DT's team, I like DT. Me and him go back and forth with trades and everything. But when I look at his team, I kind of wonder what direction he's going.
Yeah, doesn't he have? He's got Stephon, doesn't he?
Diggs, Ridley, Olave, Ayuk. So he's got a couple young guys, but then he's got like Diggs and
What's his RBs?
Najee and Tajay Spears.
Oh, jeez.
Hey,
His quarterbacks are Anthony Richardson, and that's it.
Daniel Jones.
Oh,
I might go get
yes.
Diggs for the 110.
Yeah. Diggs is definitely on the block for David. I'm putting him on the block for David. Diggs is on the
I
block.
feel like he has to be on the block for David. So,
Motherfucker has
like,
no
what
choice.
I feel is like, like you said, he looks buttoned up. My thing is like, he's not because he puts himself in these situations to where he's got to trade these players that he went and got to add as complementary pieces. Stephon Diggs is a great receiver to have, like, and going to be like your wide receiver one for sure. But in like redraft, that's feasible. But in Dynasty, in like a year or two, you're going to be like, damn. Why the fuck do I got Stephon Diggs? And he didn't trade him and get anything, but he traded these younger players or these picks that could have turned into something. But
He's
I mean,
definitely
I'm
not
saying a lot.
competing.
I don't shit. Well, no, I think I picked in the first round both our years, but I mean, I don't ever have picks going into the draft ever.
All right,
Yeah.
Dunk. I got a question for you, Big Dunk. Let's just say
All
you're in a
right.
Superflex rookie draft, and I'm asking this question for Dunk because Dunk loves drafting tight ends. Loves them. It don't even have to be a tight end premium league. He's smashing. He's just hitting on that shit. Let's just say Brock Bowers fell to you, and you was like at the 106, 107, and Brock Bowers was with you. Would you consider trading Brock Bowers for Laporta straight up?
I would get Laporta.
Yeah, you get Laporta, you give away Bowers.
Yeah, I think I'd do that.
What about McBride?
Yeah, I'd probably do that considering I've seen Marv mock to Arizona all this time.
Man, who's the tight end 3 right now? Probably Brock
Kincaid.
Bowers.
Mark Andrews.
Kincaid? Would you trade Bowers for Kincaid?
I trade Bowers for Kincaid.
I would.
I would want Bowers over Kincaid. Yeah.
Okay. Aqil, where do you
Depending on the
stand?
situation. I've seen him mock to the Jets. I don't think he's going to the Jets, though. I think he might go to Cincinnati if he falls that far.
I've seen a few mocks to Cincinnati, but I've seen quite a few to the Jets too.
I feel like
I
they're
don't
going
know
to try
why
to
the Chargers
reinforce that
do that.
line.
Craftman, would you take Bowers and would you take those 3 tight ends I just brought up, Laporta, McBride, Bowers? Would you trade Bowers for one of those top 2 guys?
Yeah, I would take, and I'd rather have Kincaid being Diggs is gone too. I think Kincaid's going to eat, but
Who got Kincaid and Doodoo?
I don't
You
know.
do, motherfucker.
You do.
I'd be Aqil. All
Aqil
right.
got him, but
I
yeah.
would take- Hey, but let me give you my take. I would take Kyle Pitts over every one of them.
I can't tell. The thing is, we can't see Dunk's face, and I can't tell if he's kidding because I feel like he's halfway serious, man. I know he would take Kyle Pitts over.
feel like
Oh,
he's
I'm
fucking
serious, man.
Yeah.
Really? All that testosterone pumping through your body got you thinking crazy.
Oh, yeah, the caffeine's hitting, man.
That pre-workout.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Kyle Pitts.
Hey, let's just
He asked Kyle Pitts for that number, dude, and he just told him the only thing that he wants is targets. And he gave him the number, dude. So we'll see.
So, Dunk, in theory, let's just say you had the chance to draft Brock Bowers, and you see somebody with Kyle Pitts. You gonna trade that 106, 107 for Kyle Pitts?
easily.
Oh man, I feel like Dunk's being serious, man.
Oh, I really am. Because, like I said, we have a clear idea of what it's going to be like, especially if Kirk Cousins gets healthy. Like, he finally got a quarterback. Desmond Ritter was terrible, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
Drake London to the
Kyle Pitts had
moon.
that injury. I think that injury was more significant than we thought, for real.
But you be acting like Darnell Mooney and Bijan ain't going to be getting targets.
And
Bro,
Drake.
don't bring up Darnell Mooney.
I figured he was implied. I knew Drake was implied.
These
but-
guys are high on Darnell Mooney now. Like, they thought this
Nah,
was a
bro.
wide receiver 1,
And
bro.
Rondell
Like-
Moore.
Rondell Moore. You
Rondell.
guys are talking about, like, third stringers over here.
Crap, man.
He kind of looked a little bit like a third stringer last year running around out there. I
Hell,
mean,
they
I
all
don't know.
did with Desmond Ritter.
Hell, I know.
I like that you got your guy though. Like that's what
respect-
Dynasty's about, man. Just pick the guys you like, go for it, call your shot.
Hell, I've
Yeah.
had my guy, too. I've had to suffer for it.
Yeah, but tight ends, you got to be patient with them, and this is really could be the time right here. I mean, I would want Kyle Pitts. Heck, I mean, I wish I could trade Travis Kelce, get Kyle Pitts, but ain't
Yeah, I
nobody
don't really
going
understand
for that shit.
I don't really understand why people fell off of him so much, especially like after that rookie season. I mean, he did have a historic season. I mean, I get it. Like, it was ass afterwards, but, like, look at the situation. We always talk about that mattering, and we just ain't going to, like, take that into account.
I do agree. We definitely take situations. Well, some of us do. Kill, where do you kill? Situation doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Don't
Situation
But it's
definitely
like-
matters.
But again, like, taking off Drake London, how far he's risen, which, I mean, I think Drake London will sell high easily right now, especially with some people ranking him. But regardless, like, you look at his rookie season, he had like 800 yards, I think, maybe like close to 900. I don't think he cracked 1,000, did he?
Can't remember. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. And then you end up looking at the second season with Desmond Ritter, same thing as Kyle Pitts. Significant drop off, right? He didn't have anywhere close to what his rookie season. But yeah, Kirk Cousins comes in, same situation as Pitts, and then all of a sudden Drake London rising up the ranks to be like, shit, I see some people have him like a top 6 wide receiver right now in Dynasty.
Yeah,
I've
Drake
seen
London. He was.
If
he was
Atlanta throws the
identical.
ball 30
in his
times a
3 years.
game,
Go ahead, crap man. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, you good? I was just saying Drake London was identical his first 2 years. He had 905 receiving yards last year. He had 866 his first year.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, similar production there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Drake London. I'm with you. I was telling Craftman, I said I like Drake London, like in Dynasty. If you've had him, like I really don't want to sell him. I mean, obviously you got to field every offers, but as far as like when redraft comes around, man, Drake London's going pretty damn high. Like at that. What do you say, Craftman? I think I seen a best ball maybe at the 1-2 turn.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's
Everybody's
that's
gonna be
a
high
little
on
too
Drake
rich for
London
me.
because
Yeah, but if he's putting up 900 yards with Desmond Ritter, what you gonna do with Kirk Cousins? I can see the hype though.
I mean, I get it.
You know, you can see a path there.
I just gotta
think
see
we
it
gotta
play
be
out.
cautious.
because they got a new offense, so you're going to expect them to throw the ball more, right? Like
You hope so, yeah.
you would hope, but I mean, shit. If Atlanta's, I think y'all probably easily got the best team in the NFC South right now. Like y'all should be fucking, like y'all should be going off.
What
Like
the hell? That's not
y'all
even
might be playing
close.
people in either just putting up points or be close, and I gotta see it happen. Is what we gotta see. But I just don't think there's any way that it goes down. Kyle Pitts can't get any lower. I mean, Dunk's an owner of Kyle Pitts. He'll tell you it can't get any lower. Like it can at all. So
Oh
it can
my,
only go up. And with
dude.
Kirk
Also,
Cousins, if
keep
they
in
throw the
mind
ball 30 times a game, yeah, I think they'll be good.
that's what I was about to say too. Also, take into account we had Arthur Smith last year, and that dude was the most run-heavy coach I've ever seen.
Talking
The
about
offensive
Arthur
scheme
Smith,
was
and
terrible.
if you were big on like George Pickens and all of them players and stuff, he's with the Steelers now, so you're gonna have to be a little bit careful. He's running that offense. So
I think what the big thing with Kirk Cousins is like people see like how he did with Justin Jefferson and how he did with man, what's that tight end on their team? On the
TJ.
TJ Hawkinson.
Hawkinson. So they feel like it can translate to those two is what people think
Yeah.
it might be, you know, but
And last year when Hawkinson had it rolling before he got hurt, a lot of people were saying he could be the tight end Dynasty 1.
Kirk
So
Cousins loves his tight end, man.
So maybe Dunk is onto something. He
Mhm.
ain't gonna win nothing. In
Oh
fantasy,
hell
he ain't
no.
winning shit. Dunk ain't winning shit. I don't care
Duncan, come
what.
on now.
Oh,
Hey,
stop!
Akil,
My team looking good.
real quick, Akil. Look at Dunk's team in the home league. Got a shelf life. That championship shelf life coming to a close, ain't it?
I look at it every day, bro. I'm like, this thing is trash.
Damn, I'm in his head that much. He loves my team.
Akil said he looks at your team every day.
No, I look at the league every day. You know, I look at the league. You know,
The
I
truth
stay
is,
active.
in the Cruise League, in our home league, I know where every player is on every team. That's the truth.
oh, I do too, because I be knowing like if I'm thinking, I'm like, who I need to talk to about this, or who do I need to send an offer to? I look at my team in the home league, bro, and I feel like, damn, y'all are fucking terrible. Y'all let me get to the championship 2 years in a row with this team that I fucking got, man.
Crazy.
Man, Craft Man, bring us some more some of your knowledge and give us a question or something real quick. Ask, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I was thinking about the whole Falcons thing, and the only thing I'm worried about is there's two different things I'm worried about. They hired a defensive head coach. Mike McConnell over there in Minnesota can run an offense. I mean, Josh Dobbs and whatever quarterback they threw in there, they were able to move the ball. I just don't know if the Falcons are going to be. I know Arthur Smith leaving is good, but I also am a little cautious about do they have that good of an offensive minded coordinator to run a good offense? I mean, they hired Zach Robinson from the Rams, who was under McVay, but I mean, ain't nobody heard of this guy. I don't know where he's came from. He don't have no reputation in the league, so there
Putting
is a
Kirk
chance
Cousins in the
that
pistol every play.
Russell Wilson, when he
Spread.
went to the Broncos, everybody was like, Russ is going to be great. There's no problem here. And Kurt's coming off of an Achilles injury. I mean, I think everything's going to go fine, but I'm just saying that don't be surprised if it don't. Because it could
There's
happen.
always risk.
I mean, he could go out there and get hurt again and be done. His career could be done.
That's the only thing I'm worried about is I think London's rising up just like crazy high. But the same thing Dunk was talking about, because I can't even argue with him with Kyle Pitts, because I think the same thing about Garrett Wilson. It's like you just got to wait for a quarterback to come in. You got to wait for Rodgers to be there. You got to wait for, somebody good at throwing the ball. So, I mean, if you want to be high on Kyle Pitts, he's still young as shit. I think he's probably still younger than Dalton Kincaid right now.
I think
I
he's
think he
23.
is,
Right?
yeah.
Dang. Making me want to go get me some Kyle Pitts, man. God.
Unavailable.
That's the thing, man. When you go and you look and you trade and you don't know exactly where a player is, and you're like, man, where is this player? And you go and search the player and you find out he's like on a kill or Zamil or Duncan's team. You're like, fuck, I ain't getting him, man.
Yes.
I'm down to make trades, man. I'm down.
Look at the
Nobody
kid
wants
there,
anybody
man.
from my starter team.
Man, you just be LOLing and sending crime with laughter emojis. But I mean, I don't blame you. I never send a great trade your way the first time.
Oh
But
yeah, no,
just
you
counter
never
me,
get the
man.
best offer the first time,
Just counter
especially if
me.
I send one.
We'll work
Yeah.
something out. You got to counter first, though. I ain't gonna come at you with gold the first time like Dunk did with that trade we just did. He was like, Dunk just sent me something that was good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a trade master.
Trade master.
yeah. The story about Dunk is when we first started playing Dynasty, this dude was making a trade every day, and it was like there would be like 8 players involved, like 3 on each side. This dude Dunk was making trades every day, and then he ain't making trades like that
You
no
got
more. He
burned
don't
for
do
it.
that no more.
I
Man.
still got those same players though. I kind of like just structured my roster the way I want. I didn't expect Josh Jacobs to be the way he was.
Man, just
Yeah.
kicked him into Chris. Motherfucker was a RB2.
Let's go.
And what's
Yeah, but
crazy is,
y'all were on the same train that y'all thought he was kind of done in Las
Yeah.
Vegas at the time.
I do
I
agree
did. I
with
said that. I even said. I said I think this was his last game in a Raiders uniform. Then he played this year.
Dunk even came up to me and texted me and was like, "Come get Josh Jacobs." I was laughing at, I ain't getting him. I don't want him. The motherfucker done went to the RB2. I should have a dynasty on my hands for real, man. Kicking myself. I tell you what, I told Craftman, I said we can make a whole episode on like decisions, kicking yourself, and maybe some trades that didn't get accepted out there. Like I always bring up this one. After week 1, I sent David Thomas Puka Nakua for Najee Harris. Sucker laughed at me, man. Laughed at me.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. I offered at the very start of the season, I offered Nico and 25 first for George Pickens. Glad that didn't get accepted.
Jeez, yeah, that would have been bad.
That was before
just
CJ
funny.
Stroud
That's
even
why.
became a thing. I was just like, this dude's just gonna be whatever. He's sucked for 2 years. Let's just try to send it out there. But I really, with Aqil and Dunk here, I'd be remiss if I didn't just ask them. I got to get y'all's takes on just some dynasty strategy because Levi gave us his, and I gave mine about trying to win every single year and competing. And I was saying that you can compete every year without ever having to rebuild if you do it right. I just want y'all to pick us apart if you can, and give us y'all strategy of how y'all go about it, like from start up on.
I mean, in my startup, I definitely tried to hit the QB at first, but I was in a shitty situation, a shitty spot, picking at 12. So I had to get old Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that right there is a big question. Like, I'm always big on getting the quarterback first. I was kind of stuck in a situation too. I had to get Justin Fields. But I think if you asked me and Dunk today, I think we would redo the top of the strategy if you're in the back half of that first. I would easily wish I would have just picked like CD or somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, Dunk?
Yeah. Man, it's so hard too because you were looking at all them rookies and we were making fun of Will whenever he drafted Anthony Richardson in like 202, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. Or even then, CJ Stroud taken in the second round. And here I am holding Deshaun Watson in the first, and I look like a bonehead.
I mean, I think I messed up in that draft too. I took Bryce Young in the second round,
But that's what I'm saying. It's
But you
so
never know. Like,
volatile.
I think our whole strategy was we want to go quarterback, and then
Don't be hating on
figure out
Bryce.
from
We're
there.
about to win a Super Bowl, dog.
I'm holding on hope, man. I hope he does something.
I really
feel
want
he's
him in the league.
So, Akil, you would say you would like to try to hit the quarterback, and then what do you say? Maybe grab you a bunch of receivers, or
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I was ever big on drafting a running back. I think I drafted Chubb in that league, but then I took A-Chain in like the later rounds. I think the receivers is what I hit hard in the.
What round did you get A-Chain in, Akil?
I got to go back and look at it, but
I will say I'm opposed to taking running backs too, but I was like kind of in a shitty situation, like what I was saying, picking at 12, and Bijan was right there. So I was thinking generational talent compared to Saquon. So you got probably a top 5 RB all them years. So I was like, I might as well take him right here because I at least got 8 years, I guess, of production probably.
I took A-Chain in the 9th round.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
that's good value.
Yeah, that was a steal. But I've noticed with y'all, a lot of the Cruise Dynasty, Chris values running backs. Dunk just said he didn't really want to take one, but he did. And I know Matt, his doo-doo team, them running backs are rough. And and Z's team, Aqil's team, he does have Chubb and HM, but he said he didn't value running backs. So, like, where y'all at with running backs in general? Is that just how the draft went, or is it just like I don't value running backs?
I think especially like right now, it's kind of hard because I feel like there's a big tier gap between like the top 5 guys and then like the back half of like, I don't know, like 10 to 12 or whatever, 10 to 24. I don't know. It's hard to come by elite running backs nowadays for whatever reason.
See, I agree with that. The tier drop between running backs and then the second tier of running backs is like a massive drop from wide receiver tier 1 and tier 2. Because like we said, we got, then Jamar, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, CD, and then a drop off to AJ Brown or something like that. Like just from that, that's a drop. That's a huge drop compared to a small drop compared to what you're getting after the 5 running backs. Yeah. And like I know Austin Kraft said, I don't even value the running backs that much. It's just in the home league, I happen to have Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley, so I'm kind of having to value my running backs a bit more than I do my receivers right now because I have Christian McCaffrey. Like,
yeah, Craftman knows how I've been approaching like dynasty leagues lately. Like, I do think running backs are super valuable. Like, if you could get those top dudes, like I had Christian McCaffrey in redraft, and the motherfucker was just single-handedly carrying me. So like, well, I did have Rashad White too, but like running backs, they can just fucking carry your ass. You know what I'm saying? But with that again though, they fall off. Like, I don't want to take a McCaffrey or a Bijan up high. I'd rather just patch it up with a Brian Robinson in the 10th or just something, even those other years with Jamal Williams. Go ahead, Dunk.
I will say though, like in terms of like what I was thinking too, like Bijan being a rookie, I felt like I had the longevity on my side. Whereas if I took a Christian McCaffrey, I only got a couple years of that elite production. I mean, yeah, sure, he's going to be 1 or 2, but I feel like Bijan is going to be top 5 every single year almost.
Yeah. But what's crazy is you see these ADPs. Go ahead, Aqil.
Oh, sorry. I was supposed to say, like, in a dynasty league, like, I would only be valuing Bijan, Brees, and Gibbs.
I agree.
I think McCaffrey and Saquon, if you draft the way you draft and you're trying to win it year 1, go after those guys. But, I mean, McCaffrey might be going a couple more years, but
I think Bijan or Brees time to win, though? Isn't that the easiest time to win Dynasty is year 1 when everybody's thinking young and you can just snag up? Like, I'm looking at ADPs right now. Christian 100%. McCaffrey is the number 2 running back off the board in startup.
Yeah, 100%. That's what you're trying to do and make the move for.
He's going ahead of Marvin Harrison.
But I think you can still get production out of these like young guys. Again, especially with a running back, because the running back will usually come in and still produce. I mean, it's just unfortunate, like with Bijan's situation, what happened. But again, we've talked about that previously with the whole Falcons being a shit show last year. So
let me ask
it's hard for him to really produce.
Let me ask you, if we're in a startup and it's the 3rd round, say the 3-6, and you got between Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley, who are you taking?
I don't know. That's close.
I don't know. I'm taking
Would
Saquon
you rather go
Barkley
with the older running back, or would you rather go with the young receiver that just got paid? That's
Man,
where
I have question marks over Devontae Smith.
Who?
He's got.
I got question marks over Devontae Smith, though. I don't ever think you'll get like wide receiver 1 production out of him, whereas Saquon might finish as a top 5 RB this year and get you to a championship.
I think that's just where, like, in the 2nd, the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, you decide, like, do I want that young asset or do I want to go, control it,
Yeah, I think it all comes down to, like, value, too, because, like, I would probably take Saquon right there if I was competing. But also, you got to know in your head that come trade deadline, if Saquon's producing, you can still get somebody. You can get a receiver I think there's receivers out there like
that's
Devontae
also
Smith.
what I would.
There's more guys that, like we said, running back is kind of weak, and there's not as many tiers, there's not as many out there. But you don't have to get Devontae Smith. You can go get DJ Moore or something like that at the deadline. Like you have options.
Right.
Dude. kind of going off that too, like what Kraft's saying, I feel like if you have an RB that's producing, and especially if you can send them off to contending teams and you're kind of trying to make a shift and go more rebuilding mode, I feel like you can get more for them than like a tier 2 wide receiver like Devontae Smith. Like, let's just say if JT starts producing for me, I could probably flip him and get a pretty decent haul from a contending team, especially if they want a top 5 RB with a consistency like that.
See, and that's if you listen the other day, that's what I said about like how I valued McCaffrey. Like if you're contending, I'm trying to get more because you're contending, and this dude is like you said, consistency. And if you want consistency at running back, you want those dudes. You want JT, Christian McCaffrey, players like that. That's going to get you at least the 20 or 30 a game that you need to win, rather than having to take a risk and maybe getting like that 10 to 15 mark each week.
Yeah, so let's say something like that, like with a tier 2 wide receiver that I have in mind, like IU for JT. Like I feel like that's pretty even, but it's really just depending on the makeup of your team.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. And I mean, Devontae Smith got a top 10 receiver. He's already finished in the top 10 before. So we gave the side of you could trade, Saquon if he's having a good year to a contender. What was Devontae Smith's worth when he was a top 10 receiver? I mean, it was probably higher. So, it really just depends on, like you said, your team makeup and what you're looking for. But running backs are scarce, man. They're hard to find a good running back that's going to be producing for your team that's young. There's only 4 of them. And that's where the tiers drops, is where.
And I got 2 of them.
Yeah, you got producers who are young. There's not a lot of them.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. But yeah, I don't know. I think an RB holds a lot of value, especially if you're in that top 5.
Yeah. I think I agree with a lot of Dunk. Well, heck, y'all are all saying some good ass shit. I just think the word for running backs is volatile. Like you can get so much for them running backs, but in an instant, you're down to you can only get a second for them or something.
I feel like good running backs like a fucking shaky ass stock that you own that may just be volatile as fuck. One day it's worth, it's like GameStop, bro. One day that bitch is worth $300. Next day that bitch might be like -5. Like it's just the way it goes.
Yeah, and they don't hold their value that long neither. I mean, I traded for Kamara like a couple weeks ago, and I gave up the 204. What was Kamara worth last year when he was going the hell off? Like,
I traded him away for a first.
Yeah.
Or no, I traded him to get Taylor. I'm pretty sure JT.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping Kamara can produce like he did last year, and then his value will just shoot right back up, because people will forget about the age. Once they're contending around the deadline, they'll just be thinking championship.
Age is off the table when you're trying to compete. I feel like at the deadline, bro. Like
I tell y'all what, y'all saying some good stuff tonight, man. I want to. Go ahead, Dunk.
I was just going to say, let me give an example. Like, that perfectly sums up that volatility. J.K. Dobbins, like when you drafted him first and the startup, you took him in the second round of a 1 QB, ain't worth shit now.
I took him in like the 5th in our startup. I took him in like the 5th round.
Yeah, it's funny because when we started playing Dynasty, I mean, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I even said I was just going to approach it like a redraft. My first 2 picks were Dalvin Cook and J.K. Dobbins, I think. Something like that. But I do
we were treating it like a startup, or not a startup.
Yeah, when I listen to some of these podcasts, a lot of these guys talk about how a few years ago it used to be running back centric. Like you were trying to go and get you some running backs all the time. So I just think it all,
for sure,
switches. Everything's just changed, ebbs and flows, especially because
we drafted our startup thinking that I think the first 5 picks or 6 picks in our startup was all running backs.
Yeah. I mean, heck, I feel like I would have been better off just drafting a quarterback with my first pick. You know what I'm saying?
I think JJ went like at the end of the first round or something. It was crazy.
Who got him? Will,
man.
He always had him.
Yeah, because I took Saquon right before him.
Whew.
Just think about what Eckler's value was at the start of last year compared to where it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, Kraft, man. You can't even get a second for Eckler right now. Chris could try.
It's the same thing's gonna happen with
But I will
Derrick Henry this year. You need to get out. If you have Derrick Henry, get out now, before it's too late.
But that's the thing, though. You have to understand like where the age limit is. Like if you're drafting RB that's 27, 28, you're just asking for trouble at that point.
Yeah. Well, really, these guys, I would like to know what you think about the age cliff. Because really, these same group of guys, they won't fucking go away. And even this year, everybody thinks the running back class is weak. So what do? They go and get you a Derrick Henry. They go and get Josh Jacobs. What the fuck? I mean, what you think, Kraft? I mean, you selling all these guys, or what would you do?
I mean, it depends on what you get them for. Like right now, I've always said like this is the time around the rookie draft to buy players. That's why. That's why I was coming to Dunk for Devontae Adams, because if he's a top 12 guy next year, I'm not going to be able to get him in week 7 or something like that, because me and Dunk are both competing. So might as well try to get these guys now. But with running backs, like. I do disagree a little bit. Like Dunk said, he said if they're 27, you're asking for trouble. Not if you win. Not if you win a championship with them. But you do have to get out. Like running backs are the most, like y'all said, they're volatile, but they're also like the eye test. Like Austin Eckler looked like shit last year on the field. And that's when you have to know, like,
for real,
was it just opportunity or was it the player doing it? And that's when you got to make your choice. Like Aqil said, Derrick Henry didn't look good last year. And I don't know if he's going to look good this year with the Ravens. And we done mentioned that's a totally different offense. I've never seen Derrick Henry run out of shotgun before in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that's what I'm saying.
It's tough.
I don't know. I was just thinking too. I was thinking too with our startup, because where did Christian McCaffrey go? He went in like second round.
Had to.
late
High
first,
second.
early second, yeah.
So then afterwards, you had like Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan, and all them guys.
You talking about the startup for Doodoo?
The startup for the home league,
Doo-doo,
Christian
yeah.
McCaffrey went at like the 102.
Yeah, no. I'm
pretty
talking
sure.
about Doodoo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it
I'm
was.
definitely talking about
I think it
that.
was the first round. I think it was like
McCaffrey
because
went
Noah
at the
picked him.
2-3. Yeah, he took
2-3?
him at the 2-3. And
Oh, he
Bijan
did?
went at the 2-1. Taylor went at the 2-6.
Yeah, because I took him.
And then Brees went at the 2-11.
So a lot of those running backs in the second round. So,
Yeah.
man, I just like
Yeah, I don't know.
breaking it down. There's a lot of it. Just gives you a lot to think about when you think about that kind of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Shoot, we'll stay on the strategy topic, but we'll add a little bit. Aqil's big brother Z got the 101, and he recently put it on the block. So I'm riding around at work. I'm driving my thing. I'm like, what does it take to get the 101? And if you're thinking about startups, a lot of people doing startups. The 101 is Caleb Williams, regardless. I think we know that. So like, shoot, I'll ask Craftman first. Craftman, what quarterbacks, like if you're in a Dynasty startup and just don't even think about the strategy of drafting a wide receiver or whatever, just where do you pick Caleb Williams, or where does the 101 come in? Like what quarterbacks would you take ahead of him? I know it's probably 5, 6. Some people might say 8, 9, 10 quarterbacks. I don't know.
I think the big names definitely Josh Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. They're all, you would accept that easily. So I really think the question is Justin Herbert, Anthony Richardson. Those are the two that come to mind that I really think. Or Jordan. I mean, this is me. This is my Packers fan. Jordan Love or Caleb Williams.
I'm taking Caleb Williams.
I would take Caleb, yeah.
Yeah, I would take Caleb.
Well,
Not
what
that
about
I hate
Herbert?
Jordan Love. I like me some Jordan
Easily
Love.
Caleb.
What about
Okay, all right,
Herbert you're definitely taking Caleb over Trevor Lawrence, right?
I'm taking Trevor Lawrence actually.
Yeah, now you're
I'll take
talking to
Caleb.
me. Give me that T-Law, man.
The bias is coming out. I'm taking Jordan Love. Y'all
Well, I'm
taking
not
Trevor
being
Lawrence.
biased though. I'm just going off the eye test.
Y'all taking Caleb or CJ Stroud?
Stroud easily.
I would take
For
Stroud.
me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even hesitate. It's just the fine line. Go ahead, Dunk.
I said Stroud probably a sell high right now, though. I'll be honest.
Yeah, what you do?
Caleb or Kyler?
Hey,
Caleb.
y'all know where I stand. It's Kyler all day from me.
Caleb.
I don't think people realize that man Kyler averaged like 18, 19 points a
I
game
would
when he
I would
came
take
back.
Kyler too.
I got a problem with Caleb because he's going to the Bears, and the Bears don't have good quarterbacks, and that's the problem. But somebody's going to talk me out of this because Caleb's definitely coming into a better situation than most rookie
I think
quarterbacks are.
Caleb's coming into like the best situation out of any number one fucking draft pick that I've ever seen. Like if this dude busts, I mean it's gonna be a hard like you're gonna know, I think, soon if it's a bust because if he can't perform with what they've got for him, I mean, good God.
I
do
texted
agree.
Zamil the other day, asking him like, "Are you taking Caleb for sure? Are you thinking Marv?" He was like, "Caleb, no doubt, no shot." So
Mm.
the 101 is already
He's gonna
pretty
have
much
Mahomes
selected.
and Caleb Williams. That's pretty
Well,
stout.
whenever that thing opens up, I want to see Samil picks Caleb Williams. I don't want to see that 2, 3, 6 hours go by. And we're like, God damn, who is he picking, man?
That
You
shit
gotta
better
kill
be
some
quick.
offers. You know that 102 is on the block.
Hey, while when the kill's on the clock, that shit better hit Marv real fast, or I'm calling his ass
Shoot,
out.
I'd be talking during the draft's like the only time I talk to people about trades. I know last year I was fucking if you had like the 105 to like the 10 wherever Matt's pick was, like or the 108, I think it was the pick after Matt. I was talking to you because Amon
Yeah,
Ra was on the block.
I was
It's
at the
just
6th.
it's so
Yeah.
wild to me looking at like ADPs and comparing them to picks. So like we're talking about the 110, you're talking about like a Brian Thomas, right? Or something like that. He's
Right.
going around Christian Watson, Terry McLaurin. This is
Yeah.
what people doing dynasty startups are drafting right now. So I mean, sometimes picks do get a little bit hyped up. I mean, Marvin Harrison, you got the 102 Aqil with Marvin Harrison. A couple names around him. Brees Hall. Would you take Brees?
No,
For Marv,
I'll probably
I take
take
Marv.
Marv. Yeah,
AJ Brown or Garrett Wilson?
Marv.
Garrett Wilson, you can convince me, but I would still take Marv.
Man, go hire Kraft, man. Go them hire guys.
Amon Ra. McCaffrey's going ahead of him.
I would take Amon Ra over
Bijan.
Marv.
Dang. Akil, look at Chris, man. Just the wheels are spinning out of nowhere. You can see him. He about to send Amon Ra for 102.
I would
What about
take
I
Bijan?
don't. Yeah, I
Why
don't think
Bijan?
Akil would trade the 102 for Amon Ra.
Bijan for Marv.
Yeah.
I'm about to have both of them. Think about that, man.
Yeah, in the home league, Akil will have Bijan and Marv.
I'm about to have both of them. I would take Marv over Bijan, I think.
But the question is will Akil execute? I don't know, man. I don't know. You can have the players, but when it comes down to crunch time, you go.
You're welcome, Akil, for having both of those players. You're welcome, by the way.
Yeah, I'll tell y'all what, man. We
Did you
definitely.
David's pick?
Like just say if you were not with your team right now, but just say you had one quarterback in a super flex. Say you got Joe Burrow, right?
Yep.
And you didn't have another guy like your DT or something. Would you tear down a quarterback to get rid of the 102 if it was Marvin Harrison? Like, would you get Kyler Murray or Jordan Love or Lamar Jackson? I think Lamar's probably easy, right?
Lamar for the 102?
Yeah, just something like that. If you needed a
Lamar all day.
yeah, Lamar's easy, but what about would you go down to like a Jordan Love if you were desperate for quarterback or Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray, something like that for Marv?
Like
the
those
102.
guys
with
with a
it,
first,
or-
on
okay.
top, or is that what you're saying?
Nah,
Crap,
just
man?
straight
Like,
up, like you're quarterback needy. You need a second quarterback. I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying like if you did, would you do something like that?
I would trade if it came down to it and I needed a quarterback, I would try to trade the 102 for like Kyler or Trevor Lawrence or something like that. If I couldn't get it done straight up, then I would try and tear down to like the 103, the 104, something like that. If I need a quarterback, which I do need a quarterback, but
yeah, kill those. Jaden Daniels coming home.
Who is your second quarterback? I can't remember.
A-Rod, ain't it?
And it just depends
Rodgers,
where everyone goes.
Young.
Like it's hard to see. Oh yeah, I have Young and Aaron Rodgers.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Aqil, I was listening to a podcast and they said they would have no problem in the rookie draft taking Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, 1, 2, 3. Do you agree with that? No,
I couldn't do it.
you would just
Marvin's
slide.
he's gonna be pretty good. I feel like. I
Yeah.
think if he just has to get in the right situation, which is hard to have this conversation right now. But like,
Right.
I think he can explode, man. They were talking about this dude 2 years ago. Like,
Yeah. Hey,
you know,
Yeah, I agree.
you remember when me, you, and Dunk sat down we was at headquarters that one day, and I think John was there, and we hopped on the pod, and I remember you bringing up this one Marvin Harrison hadn't even played a down at Ohio State. I don't think.
I've been up on Marv for a minute.
Yeah, you said something about Marvin Harrison. I remember Dunk asking, "Is he any good?" And then here we are, 101.
Yeah, I was
Marvin's here.
saying that from before. He's coming. He's coming home.
Which means that people should listen to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. That's what they should listen to.
We was on that from the beginning.
Really
What-
was though.
Where y'all at on Neighbors and Adunze? I know a lot of people have been arguing about them on different podcasts. Aqil, Dunk. Go ahead, Aqil. What you think
I got
about the
something to
Neighbors
say.
Adunze?
I think
Thanks.
there's a clear tier with Marv, then Malik, and Malik and Adunze together. Like, I don't think Neighbors in the same class as Marv.
Man, 100%. I agree with that.
Like, and people
When they
trying
were
to say
saying-
like the other way on Twitter, they're just doing that for clicks. Ain't no way you get into a draft at 102 and you see both of those dudes there. You taking unless like what Chris said, like the situations like how it is, Chargers or Pats like that. But if those dudes, there's a clear tier with those guys. You know,
Heck, I told the craft man, I said even if Marv went to the Patriots and Neighbors went to the Cardinals, I would still take Marv.
Y'all, you're with that too? Marv with the
I think I
Patriots?
would.
In that situation, if if another team like the Chargers or something aren't involved, then yeah, probably.
I'd take Neighbors with the Chargers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Neighbors was going to the Chargers, I'm taking Neighbors. Like, I think Marv's a better player. I just think that situation is going to pay off better in football quicker.
So would y'all just take? You said Neighbors and Adunze are in the same tier. Would you just take better situation?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I low key think Adunze might be better than Neighbors too.
He's been
That's
growing.
not
He's
my
been
take.
growing on me.
He's good, man. Like people are just writing him off as the third, but he gets into the right spot. Like he could be better than Neighbors, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him mocked to the Chicago a bunch.
Bunch.
I hope that doesn't happen, but
I
If he
really
gets
do
somewhere
hope, that don't happen.
The Giants
ain't
get
even gonna
somebody.
Yeah.
That's the
Honestly, I
graveyard.
think that's the graveyard. That's why David's going to get Neighbors because he thinks Neighbors is going to New York. That's what I think.
there's no way he's doing that for a receiver. There is no way. I gotta
He's
give
gonna have-
DT the benefit of the doubt, man. There's no
Okay,
way.
bro. You're missing the big picture. He's going to have that Daniel Jones, Malik Neighbors stack, bro.
Stop it. Stop it.
Hell, I
There's
remember
no
when Aqil
Stop
and David were saying Daniel Jones over Kyler Murray back in the day.
I'll never forgive him for that, especially David.
I was actually
Hey,
pretty high on Daniel Jones, man.
I remember
really
somebody
was.
said Trey Lance over somebody. I think it was Will. And let's talk about Trey Lance
Hell, I
over
was on-
somebody.
Will never
I was on
tossed it
Trey
to me,
Lance for a
but-
minute.
I was
Yeah.
on Trey Lance pretty hard too, man. I thought he was
Yeah,
gonna be
nah,
good
me-
too.
He's a
But,
bum.
you know what happens? That shit happens.
Yep, it does. It really does. Craftman, you got any more questions for these guys? Any more stuff? I like the strategy.
I
part
gave
he's
DT
doing,
a
but-
chance. I gave him a chance to get rid of Daniel Jones. I offered him Dunk's boy Jerry Judy. He didn't want to do it. You know,
I think I offered him like a third. Third or
for Daniel
fourth.
Jones. Daniel
Just
Jones might be
send it.
worthless after this draft. I mean, there's been a lot of talk of the Giants moving up and getting McCarthy, but I don't see it. I think Daniel Jones is going to be starting next year.
I think that they just draft a receiver and just
Yeah,
run with
be
it.
done with it.
Y'all got any buy lows while y'all are here? Dunk, Kill, y'all got any buy lows like players y'all been thinking about?
Deontay Johnson.
Or some sell highs. I mean, Aqil's been trying to ship out Marquise Brown. I know he's a sell high for sure. Like,
Gotta be.
Marquise Brown, yeah. Christian Watson,
A sell
Kraft,
high
Bradley.
or a buy
Hey.
low?
Or buy low, buy low.
Yeah,
I got
Christian
a
Watson.
sell high for
I
you.
agree.
How about DJ Moore?
I agree totally with
I
that one.
agree.
They get Roma Dunze up in there.
That's what doesn't make sense. That's why I don't think he can go. Like, if Odunze goes to Chicago, I think they'll get nukes him and DJ Moore.
Kind of half and half.
Yeah.
Full commit. They surrounded him though. I like it. Go ahead, Craftman. Craftman, I just bank on Craftman to give us the questions real quick. Oh, Aqil, real quick.
Yeah, I was just wondering if they got some sell highs.
Yeah. Anybody else?
So high, Joe Burrow.
Oh man.
He's on the block, man. I'm trying to get rid of him.
Everybody off of Kill's team. He just named Devon Achan.
Achan, Nick Chubb.
What would it take? No, this is a good question though. What would it take to get Achan?
It's both of y'all got Chris and Aqil got some 8-chan shares, so it's gotta be a lot.
Craftman, I found out that trade that happened in your league, Devontae Smith and a first for HN, that cannot be done in the Cruise League. It cannot be done.
Yeah, it happened when
I sent
HN
it
was
just for
going
like, fuck it. I'll see if it'll work.
Levi made that trade.
That's crazy. The same guy that said Jalen Warren 101?
The same guy.
Man.
He was in the championship last year though.
Wait, he bought Achan for?
He bought Achan. Noah traded Achan for Devontae Smith in a 20.
You talking about Dick Blower?
First. What's that?
Hey,
Dick Blower?
Yeah, Dick Blower. I don't know why did I call him Noah. That is not his name.
I know. Hey, I want to say this. This ain't even strategy, but Kill and I guess Dunk is listening. I do like being in this league that we're in because it's like Craftman said. He was saying something about like it's easier to win in year one going to get these vets. I don't think that's the case in Doo-Doo because there's a lot of motherfuckers out there wanting to win year one in that league, including P. Miller, poor man P. Miller, and Noah Dick Blower, and who else? But I just like that these guys are willing to deal. You know what I'm saying?
Phil's time to rebuild's coming, I feel like.
Who's this?
Phil.
Phil's
Oh,
time.
yeah, it's coming. I've been trying to get that 26 first, something serious. I'm like, give me that 26 first.
You can't tell Phil that. I called him the other day. I said, "What's the word, man?" I said, he said, "Every year, baby. He's going for it every year."
Oh, I just want to know how you can do it. Like Aqil, I mentioned it a little earlier. Can you play Dynasty without ever rebuilding?
Oh yeah, 100%. But you got to feel like you have to know, like, you have to make the right trades at the right time, know when the right value is. Like, clearly, like, it's got to be the right time. It's all about timing. I feel like
got to be willing to sell at times when it's hard and you don't want to. You got to be willing to sell. Dunk, what do you think? Can you play 9 years of Dynasty and never rebuild?
You might not have to ever rebuild, but you might be in like middle of the pack. Though I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think you can be contender for all them years.
What about a 1-year punt? See, I don't like the full out rebuilds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be rebuilding for 2 or 3 years. Like, but you, like Aqil, like he built his team in the home league. Like the 1-year punt is pretty much. I'm on board with that. Like, I got to be in multiple leagues though, because I can't be in my main league sitting there trying to lose on purpose. So I got to have something to play for. But the 1-year punt, me and Aqil pretty much did it in this league too, and Z did, and who else? DT. So we'll kind of see how things kind of unfold.
Yeah, it's hard to see from like year 1, year 2, like how it's gonna work. But if we get down, if this league lasts, which I feel like it will, like we're gonna see like year 6, 7, 8, like where these teams are. You know?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately too. It's like everybody's gonna have their time in the sun to brag and bullshit, and then like
you just gotta keep the receipts, man. When you're losing, just keep the receipts.
Because you're talking crap while you're contending, and then you might be in the dirt, and then the teams you were making fun of that were rebuilding or tank it or whatever is gonna be laughing in your face later. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen, but I could definitely see it happening. But
Our league is just too good, too, man. Like, there's way too many good people in this league to where, like, you got to figure out quick where you're at and,
you got to
make the
know
moves
your
in the
league.
season,
You got to
know your league and know what other people value. Like when I think about trading running backs, I don't normally come to y'all, because y'all's value on running backs is a lot lower than others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I bought him for the good price, really. Fair price.
Oh yeah, Dunk trying to build them
Dunk.
running backs. You said your running back room is elite, didn't you, Dunk?
Hell yeah. Hey, you got to have an elite RB room. You got to have some depth, too. If you're trying to win, you got to have some depth.
See, that's like that Duncan statement right there. That's like the only statement that I disagree with when we talk about strategy. When y'all talk about running backs, like I don't really think you got to have them like that. I mean, you see my team I won a championship with. I mean, I'm just scrumming it up, man. I'm throwing Jalen Warren out there. I know he's a 101 caliber guy, but I'm tossing him out there.
Yeah, but again, we go back.
Pacheco.
We go back to the whole topic of like Aqil not setting that lineup that 1 week.
Man, seriously, like,
Can't believe he did that. I love that. Hey,
Bro, we were
but with
just
that
talking
said,
the week before.
but with that said, when it came playoff time, when it was mano y mano, Big Dunc and Z and Chris too. I forgot Chris ain't even in the picture right now. Took the L, Dunk. You took the L.
Shit, I didn't even have my best player play. Like, come on.
But Dunk, you remember that year before when you was saying beat me in the playoffs? You remember that year when I sold and you said beat me in the playoffs? I was starting like Hunter Henry and Chris Moore and all them. I ain't here. My best player wasn't there then.
Hey, it's like I said, you shouldn't have even been in there. We were talking shit the week before saying Aqil could jump your ass, and then all of a sudden Aqil just forgets to set his lineup.
I was on the freaking West Coast and I didn't even check my phone till it was too late. It was bad, man.
A week, I think it might have even been days before, because I'm pretty sure I was talking about this week coming up, and then all of a sudden he just doesn't set the lineup.
He really just had one tight end in, and he should have switched it because Taysom Hill went out, I think, or Njoku.
It was like right before the game or something, and they took him out. I didn't see it.
Hey,
and
the guy,
Njoku went off.
Old Andy on the phone.
Regardless,
he says roster accountability. That's a big thing. That's part of the game. He wasn't accountable, though.
For sure. But look, what I will say though is like fantasy football is fucking 50% luck, 50% skill, in my opinion.
I might would say more than 50% luck, if I'm just being honest with you.
Shit, maybe 75-25, really.
It's all about luck, but it's all about being a smart gambler. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to take those risk-averse situations and manage them better than others.
I think also like in doo-doo, no one was like, maybe even not even Zamil, but like no one was trying to go out for year one and lose. But like situations happen, injuries happen. It's like either you got to make
Nick Chubb
or you're gonna finish middle of the pack. So.
Oh yeah. And it come from my standpoint of everything that happened, because I hadn't talked to Aqil or anybody. I told Matt on the phone, Aqil, you're a commissioner of a league. Was co-commissioner with Matt in this league, and when other co-managers come at you with other stuff, it's like I've had a lot of redraft leagues where some other managers come up, man, this dude ain't putting his lineup in, this dude ain't doing this dude ain't doing that, and it's like, well, what the hell are you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? And I'm used to redraft leagues, and before every redraft league, I usually come in and say, because redraft's different, everybody's trying to win that year. And if somebody ain't putting a lineup in, it affects like the playoff standings. If somebody's playing somebody that they need to lose, another team needs to lose, you got to just be like, hey, you can't be in the league next year or whatever. Because I usually send a message out at the start of the season like, hey, we just want everybody's lineup in. But in Dynasty, I agree with y'all's standpoint. It's different. You got to tank. If you got to tank, you got to tank. To get a higher draft pick. And it just is what it is.
Yeah, like if like you have 3 or 4 injuries, like you can't compete like that. Like I can put a lineup together and I can finish 7, 5, 6, 7, but like it's not doing anything for me next year. So
yeah, I got something to say. Go ahead, Dunk.
I was just gonna say it kind of depends. Like if you hold your draft pick, because I was in like a shitty situation last year where Deshaun just went out there and fucking shit the whatever, or shit the bed, and then I kind of like
Right. Right.
what the fuck
I
I was. Let's just trade my competing pieces and just try to get some value.
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that I would say about like the tanking thing, this is really how I view it, because this is how poor man P Miller views it, and I view it like this too. If motherfuckers are tanking, which I was tanking, I like Kraft's or I know one of y'all said we probably didn't go into the year thinking, nah, I went into the year knowing I'm probably going like 0-14 or whatever, but if people tank, people tank.
Well,
They ain't winning money that year. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, well, that dude's out the picture. I'm gonna go win me some money, and then in doo-doo, there's multiple ways to win money. So it's like if people are tanking, which I was, I say fuck it and let them do it. I'm gonna go win me some money.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Just putting in the active roster players should be like the criteria, I think. 'Cause you can't really tell somebody how to, manage their team. If they're trying to rebuild for 3, 4, 5
Man,
years, pay that
I'm glad.
fucking $50, like.
I wish I could see Craftman's face. Aqil was fucking heated, bro. Fucking heated, man. Talking about you ain't gonna tell me who to put. Ain't gonna tell me who to put
Hey.
in my lineup.
Hey, I agree.
'Cause
I agree.
You got to talk about taking away first round picks, and I was like, yo, man, like this is what I'm doing all
Hey.
this for to get a pick,
I was getting agged on by other people too at the time, and like I said, I'm used to running like redraft leagues, and then when people come at me saying people ain't putting their lineup in on redraft leagues, it's kind of like we got to find a new manager for next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, but being like a commissioner for Dynasty League is totally different. And now looking back on it, I'm like, shit, you got to get your higher pick, and the teams that are competing just makes it easier. The only thing that makes it hard is when you got, like I said, you got a team that needs, say, we needed somebody to win, and that team is projected 20 points, and but that's just how it is.
That's just schedule, it just comes down to it. You can't do nothing about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just how it is. Like I said, y'all, who knows what it's going to be like in 5 years? Y'all might be laughing in our face for competing all this time, not winning no championships. And
That's what I'm saying. Like it all comes down to like you just have to know your league. If you know a league's gonna stay around for that many years, then I'm okay. Taking 1 year to load up, something like that. Because I know like it's gonna pay off in the long run. Compared to like Dunk's league, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen to it. So it's like
yeah, that one was rough.
So it's like things like that where you just have to know it. That's why I think Zamil, he's not really trying to tank. Zamil in the crew league, he's trying to go for it every year. But he would do it in this year because he knows this league's gonna be around for a while.
And
That's
in
one thing I'll say
redraft, if
about-
somebody ain't
go ahead.
putting in their team, that means they're not paying attention. They're not being a part of the league. But in Dynasty, you just want everybody active. It doesn't matter if they're tanking or whatnot. You just want everybody active.
Yeah.
And that's where I fucked up. Was like I took it as like people ain't active.
Yeah.
It's
But
like
everybody's
we care about this more
active.
than just this year. We care about this for years to come. Like, we might suck this year, but we're trying to be better for years.
Hey. I told Craftman, I don't even think next year. I feel like everybody's going to be competing. I guarantee you, everybody as of today, even before the rookie draft, is thinking, I'm competing next year. I don't really think anybody's willing to sell. Maybe Noah Dick below. He might be the only one. What you think, Craftman? He kind of
You never know what Dick Blow is going to do. He could trade all them picks during the draft and be one of the biggest competing
I've been
teams
trying to get
in the
them.
league.
I've been trying to get every single one of them too.
And he'll do it. He will do it. Dick Blow will he'll trade for sure. And he doesn't he
Dick
gets
Blow
really
will do.
impatient. He did the same thing in our other Dynasty League. He won the championship the first year, and then he sold out. He sold Mike Evans, Saquon, and then come week 4 the next year, he's like, he got some picks. He's like, I'm gonna go get some guys. And then he started competing again. So it's like, it's just one of them things. But I wanted to ask Aqil and Dunk while they're here. Shoot, Chris, Matt, everybody. But when you are competing, this is I feel like it's the hardest part.
Can y'all hear Kraft Man?
Part of Dynasty. Can y'all hear me?
You cutting out, Kraft Man.
One more time.
Go ahead again, Kraft Man. Ask the question again.
Oh, I was just saying, like, when you're competing and you know you got expiring players, do you sell or when is the proper time to sell? Because you know when the proper time to sell is when you got like a Devontae Adams or a Cooper Kupp or something like that. Do you just hold it and try if you're like the number 5 seed, or do you sell at the trade deadline and try to get value?
I think it just depends on how many you got. If you got a whole bunch of them, you guys go all in the trade line and get something. If you got 1 or 2 of them and you're sitting at, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, something like that, you might as well just try and cut your losses and see what you can get,
I want to respond to that because I'm in a situation like that because I just won a championship, but I got Kelsey and Cup, right? So I'd been kind of shopping them out a little bit, and I was going to try to shop them out and still repeat. But when you realize that you're like, and you know the league that you're in, I'm not coming off of Kelsey and Cup, which I'm okay with. I'll hold the bag on them, you know what I'm saying? So really all I want to say is like, I think when you're on Twitter and you're listening to all these podcasts, I think when you're going for it time and time again, like, I think it's okay to fucking hold the bag on some of these guys. Like, some of these guys are going to be holding the bag. You got to hold the bag on somebody at times. Like, I don't want to be these sorry teams, mid-level and rebuilding teams holding the bag. But if I'm competing, I'm going for it. I mean, hold the bag. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I would, because obviously it's time to sell Kelsey. But I can't get nothing for Kelsey. I couldn't even get K. Dotton for Kelsey. I mean, think about that. So,
Is that a deal you
I
tried
think
to
it's
do?
okay to hold the bag. Go ahead, Dunk.
I said, was that a deal you tried to do?
I tried to send Travis Kelsey. Heck, I sent Travis Kelsey and Cooper Kupp for just David's first and got LOL'd and laughed at. So, I
Who's
ain't
the
coming
only
off.
one next year in rookie draft that he's going on?
Probably some running back. The running back's deep.
I'm about to say is David's pick for sure.
I don't know if that's true. I think
Yeah.
Micah.
Micah, man.
Micah's
going
team
for it.
is pretty fucking.
He's going for that 1-on-1.
But see,
Yeah.
like Micah, he traded Travis Kelsey last year. Like, I would hate to be Micah and be what I look like this year and have Travis Kelsey on my team. You know what I'm saying? That would just be you're borderline getting into a David Thomas situation where you sitting there with like a Brandon Cooks and Tyler Lockett and you trying to get a first for me. You know that shit ain't fucking happening.
Hell no.
I can't believe he was
And
trying to do that shit.
So it's okay to hold the bag, Kraft Man. That's all we saying.
I
What do
agree.
you say, Kraft Man? Or go ahead, Dunk. You didn't even put your input. Go ahead, Dunk.
I mean, I agree. I'm kind of in the same situation with a bunch of these running backs, like Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara, all that. Like, I definitely have a timeline for my team where I got to compete, so I might as well hold the bag rather than just turn around and get a second for him. And a 1 QB, too. So I guess I'd add some context.
Duncan's rebuild's coming, bro. That's what it sounds like.
Him and Wills? Man, don't act like I ain't been looking at them two rosters. Just I see that Will 25 first floating around out there. I've been trying hard to get that thing. I can't get it though.
I think Chris kind of labeled it perfect in our last episode with like players like McCaffrey, Travis Kelsey, and stuff. Is like a competing team's value to them is so much higher than the rest of the league's value to them, because not only do you have to trade them guys, if you trade them, you're gonna be trading them to a competing team that's gonna be playing against you because they're competing pieces. So that's why they're so hard to get rid of. Like Kelsey. No rebuild. That's half the league that it may be rebuilding or don't think their roster's that good. So you can go ahead and cancel them out. You can't trade Kelsey to them, and then you don't want to trade them to another competing team that's going to be playing against you.
I think the best time to trade some of these like older guys like Kelsey, Cup is like in season, like after 3 or 4 games. They're going off. You're losing. Someone gets hurt. Say like Laporta gets hurt or something out for the season. Right. He's competing. Travis Kelsey, move over. I take Laporta if I'm tanking, something like that. Situationally, I think that's when those older players are going to be worth the most. Right now, they're worth the least, which is why Kraft can go out and, get Devontae Adams, so cheap, compared to where like you said, week 7 or week 8, you can't touch that dude, you know? So
Yeah.
that's why I
But
say if
like-
you're holding the bag on these players, just wait and then try and sell in season. Like, that's where you're
Yeah.
going to get the best for it, you know?
I'm
But
stuck
what
like
if
that
you
in
lose,
whole
you can do
league
it
too, like Matt, because I've got Mike Evans, and I ended up trading for Mike Evans at like close to the deadline last year. And I know Matt had messaged me and asked like, you know, what's the price for Mike Evans? And what I don't know, Matt, you remember what I said? He's just gonna retire on my squad, dog.
Tired with
It's
the squad.
just he's just gonna retire on there. Yeah,
Need trade right now, I think, with these older guys, you lose it. But in season, that's when you can capitalize the best,
But
I
there,
think.
but there is a lot of opportunity to like trade for like 1 or 2 years of production and get a first on top. Like say you're a competing team and say you got Devontae Smith. You trade Devontae Smith, get Mike Evans, who's going to have about the same production as Devontae Smith does in the next year or two. Go get a 26 first. That means you get 2 years of the same production. You get a first on top of it, and you can draft a receiver in that early rounds if you want to go get a first from somebody who you think is going to be, you know, rebuilding at that time, like a Phil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. I know what you're saying. I'm
I ain't
be
ever
real.
gonna be rebuilding, dog, ever.
Yeah. I see. That's the thing. You know, Chris. I know Chris. I know Phil. A lot of people saying they ain't never going to rebuild. I just kind of want to see like in year 7, 8 of the Dynasty League and see if.
Well, see, I'm waiting on that too.
Dang.
But like, as I'm going now, I feel like I can keep enough youngins on my team and vets that I can kind of move stuff around. Like I can be like, okay, well, this will help me next year, so I can make a move or something like that. Like that's why with these trades that I do, that hell, like you know, I went to the championship last year. There ain't no way in hell I should have made it to the championship last year. Really, I shouldn't have. But I made these little trades that on paper they look stupid and like, you know, getting gypped and whatnot. But then all of a sudden these guys are performing and getting stuff done. And then but now this year, like I said, I can't trade Mike Evans right now.
Right.
I honestly I will tell you, I don't think I can trade Christian McCaffrey. I don't think that I could get anything close to what I would ask for Christian McCaffrey.
Probably not.
Kind of agree with that. Dunk looking like Jack Harlow looking ass over there.
I forgot how ugly that boy is, man.
Curly.
Yeah, I
Boy,
just
that
got
dude ugly.
trying to bulk
But,
up, man. I got
alright.
Chipotle.
He's like great value carrot top.
Great guy.
Oh man. Well, shoot. Is there anything else y'all want to throw out there real quick? I know you guys want to get. I know. I see Aqil. He wants to jump out of the chair and get on with his life. But y'all two ain't been on the pod in a little while. I'd like to have y'all on a little more if y'all wanted to. But since y'all
Yeah,
ain't been
but
on,
let's
is
do
there
something after the
anything-
draft. Let's do
Yeah.
after the draft.
Aqil,
Yeah.
is there anything you would like to say that you hadn't been on the mic in a little bit? Is there anything out there that?
No, man, I just think, all of us have different strategies, how we play, how we look at things. I think my biggest thing is like, I do not want to finish middle of the pack every year. So if I'm not trying to get to the top, I'm trying to make my way to that bottom to
Hold on.
get better for next year.
Come here.
So that's just kind of how I play Dynasty. We'll see. We won't see how it is until 3, 4, 5 years down the line. But
It's just got to change something.
so
I will say, have some adaptability though, because I definitely did not plan on going in here with a bunch of fucking RBs, but here we are, and I got to roll with it basically.
Hey,
But don't be
toast
afraid,
to the
man. If
love.
that's how your team ends up being, that's how it goes.
Yeah. I agree with that. 'Cause when we went into that doo-doo startup, I wasn't thinking, yo, I'm going to be folding for a whole year and getting all these young guys. I just kind of went with it.
Yeah, I
Crap,
definitely wanted a top
How's
QB, and I ended up with Deshaun Watson. So it just shows you what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll say this.
I mean,
though.
I've been on the mic enough. Y'all know my strategy. Y'all know
Yeah.
how I try to do it. Aqil don't try to be at the top or bottom, and I totally agree with that. You don't want to be in the middle of the pack, but I've said in the previous episodes, the one we had Levi on, I think there is a way that you can do it if you look at where the value lies. Like right now, players are king. You want to try to go trade for players. because rookie picks are at its extreme value. And like Aqil said, trade your rookie picks away during the draft if you don't want to make the pick. If there's just a guy you love, pick him. But you don't have when people say competing, it doesn't necessarily mean you got to get the oldest guys in the world. You can go get these 26, 27-year-olds and still have 3 years of production out of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. Well,
Yeah.
crap, man. I mean, should we close up shop? I mean, we had some good. We talked about some good stuff tonight. We talked about the draft coming up. I'm gonna just fast forward and get to where we was talking about that strategy. That was some good shit that y'all were saying when we were talking about like startup strategies and just dynasty strategy in general. So I like having a Aqil and Dunk on and try to get them to hop. We'll try to force their ass to get on more. And
Talk enough shit, man. I'll be on this thing.
man, I'm bashing Aqil next episode.
Oh, wait,
Tell
every
him, hey,
episode.
Aqil, tell Dunk, tell the craft man, I ain't never seen Aqil in the playoffs, man. I ain't never seen him in there yet. So he
I ain't been in the playoffs yet, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. All this tanking and 1 year punting, man. We gonna see if it pays off because I'm hoping it does, but you never know.
Aqil made me look dumb last year. Dunk was saying, me and him were texting, and I can't remember if Aqil was a part of this group text or not. He was saying there was like a main 6 or whatever. I was like, got a clue to Aqil, and then Aqil didn't make the playoffs again, man.
Took my spot. Would have won the thing too.
I probably wasn't in it either, to be honest with you. I mean, all right.
We need to get a redraft league going with everybody because
I agree.
that'll open up a little bit more perspective from everybody else too. Because I come from redraft, y'all come from Dynasty, and like Hill said, we'll see how it all pays off in the end. All the championships is going to add up. Like if this league continues on for 10 years, we'll see. We'll all see what strategy kind of prevails, and luckily we got this podcast to keep everybody updated on how we headed.
Hey, I like what Craftman said real quick because like if we were all in a redraft league going into the redraft and with that perspective, because I'll do these trades in Dynasty. When it comes redraft time, I'm just a little pussy ass bitch sitting there with all my players. It's almost like who I draft is who I draft almost. So
yeah, I'm a totally different player in redraft, man. We can play it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking like a little bitch.
We need to get a league going this year, a little redraft.
Man, no doubt, man, no doubt. And I'll hop in some. I just downloaded FFPC. Might start building my profile a little bit. If any of y'all ever want to manage in some dynasty leagues, I know me and Craftman, we're gonna jump into startup. Maybe
real quick, I gotta tell y'all, so I'm in a really big redraft league I play in every year, and to determine our draft league this year, we have to try and guess the top 10. Whoever gets the closest on the top 10 of the NFL draft,
hey,
that's going to be the choice of the order of our redraft year this year in September. So we're gonna see, man. It's kind of dope. So we're gonna see.
I do like that, man. I like to get in a league where we could do some shit like that, or just something
Shit better than me getting the last pick in a startup, man.
Yeah, like last year we did a combine for it, where you had to do like combine drills, and it was determined like where you pick. Yeah.
What did you run your 40 at? Did you do your 40?
We didn't do the 40. We did the shuffle.
I'll just take the last pick, dog. I'll be like, fuck that. I'll just take the last pick.
But we got some serious like punishments in this league. We got some crazy punishments.
Give me a punishment, Aqil. I want to hear one.
So okay, so the guy that lost this year, he's the biggest guy in our league. He's probably like 250, 260. He's got to eat a Five Guys meal of a double cheeseburger, a milkshake, and fries in under 10 minutes. And then he has to go run a mile. And at every quarter mile, he has to either take a shot or shotgun a beer. He has to finish
trying to kill this man. See, I'm trying to kill
a mile in 10 minutes. If he doesn't, it's every minute he doesn't finish it within 10, he's got to take another shot or another beer, another shotgun.
Hey, man, if Levi was here right now, he'd be doing that shit like on a daily basis.
Real quick.
The shots and beers wouldn't bother him at all. I don't know if I've seen the man drink a beer. All he does is shotgun it. Like he's like, oh, we're just watching the draft over here tonight. I'm just gonna have 2. Let me shotgun them 2 real quick.
Jeez.
I gotta tell you, the last year we had the loser of our league last year. He had to go. We all went to a paintball arena, and this dude got shot up by paintballs while doing like a 40-yard dash. He had to catch a football, and he had to do a 3-cone shuffle while everybody in the league was like killing
Y'all
him
ain't
with
playing
paintball.
football. Y'all playing like fucking something
We went
else.
after this dude, bro. We went after it.
I love that, man.
Motherfucker's
That's
got
awesome.
just think about that. That motherfucker lost his fantasy league and now he's got whelps all over his
Welts
body.
all on his face and his
I'm telling you, this
back.
like
It was
jigsaw
horrible.
shit.
Did he have mask on and stuff, or did y'all
He had a
make him
mask
like
and he
over
had
there
like
like
protection on his back, on the back of his head. But
the
he was wearing like
barricade?
two or three pairs of like clothes. But dude, he got killed. He was bad.
Nah, that man got to go out there in a tank top next time. He looks.
I gotta tell you, the year before that, we had somebody had to get a tattoo on his ass.
Oh man.
He got it too.
Oh
man.
man, y'all's
So this league is
punishments,
no joke,
man.
man. We go hard in this league, bro.
Man, I like our toilet seat thing. Fuck that.
I
Hey,
know. Hey, who's got it? I want to see it.
I
Zamil's
got
supposed
it.
to
It's
have
in
it.
the closet,
He needs to go to Zamil.
and it does need to
Golly,
go to
Kraft,
Jamel.
man.
I want to see it.
Man, Kraft, I should have grabbed that shit whenever I went up there and
Oh, yeah.
recorded with you that
Hey,
time.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest with y'all. I'm surprised that the trophy made it a year at the crib. I'll be I gave it to Matt and I was like, bro, yeah, the other day that was like crayon marker. That was like crayons all. I looked at it. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna fucking kill me, bro.
Nah, it's in good shape. Akil, I just
That
need
was
my
telling
plaque.
me.
That's all I need is my plaque.
Yeah, we need to get it ordered. I need DT's money.
He
Yeah.
texted me one day and he said he was gonna send it to you or something, and I was like, I'll be texting Akil at some point. I know I'll say something. A month's
Yeah,
gone by. I
I'm gonna get it done.
Bro, he's funny too. He was like, "What? When we do that?" I was like, "We voted on that."
I was like, bro, we agreed on this last year, 2 years ago. Like,
Well, shoot, man. Let me get these guys out of here and let's wrap this thing on up because I want to put this episode out tonight. I'll be awake and I'll just listen to it. So,
Man, how long did we
fellas,
go for?
a couple hours, probably about an hour 30, something. I don't know, something like that. But fellas, thanks for coming on, man. I hope we can get y'all on. I would like to get in person one day and maybe get some of the Craftman's people, get some of my people, and get in person and duke it out on the pod. Maybe we'll do it for. I don't know, Craftman. We'll try to work something out one day. But Craftman, you know, you my main man. You got anything else to say to the folks out there before we get on out?
Not much. Just Akil. Y'all need to get on like every time because
Every time.
the more people we got on, you know, the better conversations we can have and everything, you know. And I just appreciate y'all for getting on, man. And Akil, send me a trade. I'm always open.
I do got a quick question. Kraft, you still been hooping like that?
I
That boy
went.
used to be deadly when we was in high school.
I played in an adult basketball tournament last Saturday. It was the first time I played in forever. And first game, hit a couple threes. And then the next game, missed four. I missed like all my threes and missed 2 of my free throws. Like, shit was ass.
Craftman was the pickup player of the year back in the
Used
day,
to-
wasn't he?
He used to be, yeah, man. He used to be one, man. He used to be play. So
Hey, when I went to his house, he's got that goal on low. Man threw it in between his legs, bounced it off the backboard, and dunked it. And I was like, I give you props for even doing that. I wouldn't even think about jumping up there and doing that shit no more.
I think I was in like 8th grade, and I remember watching him play in varsity. I think he might have been 11th or 12th grade, and I was like, this dude is crazy. Him and Blake were just like nuts back in high school.
I tell this story every day. When I met Blake and all them, and that first summer after I was in 8th grade going into the 9th grade, Blake didn't miss a shot all summer, I don't think. I think he made every shot. I think he was like 1,000 for 1,000. Seriously.
I beat Blake in pressure one time. He stopped talking to me.
I just
fucked him up,
remember
too.
Blake taking like 2 steps past half court, and it was like, oh man, if he was set, that bitch was going through the net, dude.
Man, you should have been playing with Blake on his little home court out there. You just check the ball in and it's flying up and shit was crazy. Me and Hamill used to kill Kraft and Blake on the reg.
No, you got it mixed up. Me and you used to play Blake and Hamm, and we'd be having a hard time because Blake be getting you in the post, and you know, I'd be like, man,
I used to play with
come
Hamill
on,
a lot.
man
too,
up
man.
down there.
Hey, I'll agree. This is the honest truth, man. them guys really made me learn how to play some on-ball defense. Like by the time I was a senior, I was okay with it and stuff. Them guys were just, and it was ruthless too. Like if Blake scored on you once and they could score on you 11 times in a row, he's gonna score on you 11 times in a row, and they're gonna say run it back and do it 11 more times if you can.
Yeah, we
I
need
miss.
to
We need to go
we
play
need
some
to get us
ball
a
one day.
game. I was about to say.
I know, man. Fuck a podcast episode. Let's go hoop one time, man.
Man,
I
I'll
hoop
bust
every
y'all
week.
up now, man. I'll bust y'all up.
Aqil and Dunc
Oh
used to
no,
have dudes
man.
on the court.
I
101.
I'm
I
down,
used to
man.
I used to bust Duncan up, bro. I used to
Hell
bust
no.
Alec up. I used to bust all them dudes up.
Man, we got to hoop again, man. I just,
Yeah, where's a spot now? We ain't even got GC no more. It's Trinity Christian.
I don't know where to
We
go,
ain't
man.
got
We
a
have to
spot
pull up
no
a grass
more.
driveway.
Man, y'all should have seen that adult tournament I went to. There was like teams. I thought it was adults. They were like 22-year-olds, which I guess is adult. And I was like these dudes are like dunking all over the place. They're getting kicked out of the gym for cussing out refs and shit. Like it's like, man, it ain't that serious.
Heck,
Where
I
was
don't
this
even got
at?
that in me.
It was in Barnesville, where Chris grows up.
That
Over on Academy Drive.
Oh yeah, that little rec place over there by the health department.
Yeah, that was
we
it.
scrimmaged there one time back in the day.
I played with Will.
Will, I hope you listen to this episode. Why don't you hit up your boy every now and then,
Oh,
motherfucker?
I literally live like 4
I
minutes
bust
from
Will
there.
up too, man.
I don't live far from
Yeah,
that little gym at all.
Will ain't here to
Actually
defend
go down
himself.
there.
Will is trash, man. Will is trash. He's like the easiest person to guard of all time, man. Like you just get up in his grill, he can't move, can't dribble.
He's got a dad bod now. You know, we got 2 kids, so
Oh man, that happens though.
Shit, man. I'm working on my vert right now. That'd be.
Hey, no joke. I got a video of John, him dunking or coming close to dunking or whatever he was doing. I was shocked.
Oh yeah, I think he sent that to us.
I was like, what the fuck? That goal on 8.5? Trying to act like that thing's on 10.
I remember when I was in high school, I dunked for the very first time in my entire life. Next day, had appendix surgery, could never do it again.
I remember that. That shit's crazy, man.
Could never do it
Had
again.
that never happened, I honestly think we would have been seeing Austin throwing that motherfucker down in school games all the time.
Remember how skinny Craft Man got? That joker got skinny as fuck after he got his appendix taken out. I remember we went and scrimmaged Stratford or whatever, and somebody went and punched Kraft in the gut or something.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember like benches was about to fucking clear off that.
Yeah,
because you know, Boss was up there trying to fucking get in somebody's face.
The damn appendix would have been fine, but shoot, I got infected and was in the hospital for like 2 months, and that's where I lost all my weight. If it was just a normal ass appendix surgery, shit would have been all right.
You had appendicitis then?
Nah, it was just, I guess, the doctor who did it, you know,
after
the fact. I went home and everything and then had to go back.
Yeah, I remember that.
What the hell?
Damn, y'all should have sued, man.
I was going to the NBA guys, okay? that doctor that did that appendix surgery. If y'all can see my face, definitely being sarcastic, but yeah.
For those out there, Craft Man could definitely hoop. Hey, all these,
hey, we could all hoop.
I'm about to say we could all. Now, if we went out there today, I'm dead last. I'm bottom of the pack.
Man, I think I got a chance. So we went out there
You could at least get up and down the court. I'd be going up that bitch twice. I'd be like, oh, I'm done, man. I need a cigarette. I need some nicotine. I need something.
I'll put Dunk's ass on the block, though. Don't get me wrong now. I'll put him right in that paint.
Matt ain't going nowhere on the block.
I ain't going nowhere on the perimeter, if we're being honest. I ain't going nowhere.
Hey, that mid-range game was nasty, though.
Yeah, man, shoot, man. I got the old lady texting me asking me if I'm still recording, so I'm going to hop on off, and I'm going to close this podcast off. And with that said, see, Swizzy, me and Crab got you got a last word in real quick?
No, good.
All right, man, shoot, good. Man, thanks for listening to the pod. Hey, just tell your friend, if they like fantasy, maybe they'll tell a friend. So that's the best way to spread the podcast. So everybody, thanks for listening. And with that said, we are out.
Peace.
Peace.